Your presence will linger in their minds, not for what you said, but for what remained unsaid. They'll scrutinize your words, yet obsess over your silences, feeling your absence more vividly than the presence of others. This isn't mere desire. It's a profound psychological dominion. When someone is truly obsessed, there will bends to your influence, awaken haunted by your image, subtly reshaping their tone, choices, and entire aura. This isn't magic. It's a careful construction, much like an alchemist meticulously crafts a potent elixir. The foundation for this psychological gravity is scarcity. Obsession doesn't flourish in abundance. It's born from strategic absence. You don't captivate through constant attention. You do it through precise, calculated withdrawal. Flooding someone with affection breeds familiarity, and familiarity is the enemy of obsession. Obsession thrives on tension and emotional hunger, not fulfillment. Therefore, starve them of certainty. Let them constantly wonder where they stand, guessing if your last glance conveyed admiration or cold calculation. Obsession ignites when you become uncategorizable, a riddle of emotions, your gestures dancing between warmth and indifference, a lingering glance, a delayed reply. A compliment laced with potential sarcasm, these ambiguities torment the mind, looping endlessly to find resolution. You become that loop, that riddle, an emotional cliffhanger they can't stop replaying. As alchemistry knows, the greatest reactions come from precise imbalances. Initiate conversations that hint at profound depths, then leave them tantalizingly unfinished. Speak in half-truths and poetic suggestions, allowing them to ponder if your silence signifies distance or a deliberate strategy. This isn't manipulation. It's the art of mystery, which creates a vacuum their mind is compelled to fill. Once you've stirred the waters with unpredictability, selectively reflect their desires. Offer glimpses of their longed-for ambition, vulnerability, or charm, but never reveal it all at once. Show a flicker of fire in your eyes, then look away. Drop a profound story, then fall silent, keeping them in a state of near understanding. The mind doesn't obsess over clarity, it obsesses over contradiction. True mirroring isn't about mimicry. It's reflecting their inner world in a slightly distorted way. Say what they've always felt but never expressed. Echo their pain without solving it, or misquote them just enough to keep them correcting you, drawing them closer. They'll feel almost understood, and that almost keeps them ensnared. Now intrigued and perhaps frustrated, you begin conditioning them. This is where your influence blossoms. Use intermittent reinforcement. Offer praise, then withdraw it. Show interest, then cool off. Engage deeply one day and vanish the next. Their brain, now primed for reward, becomes addicted to chasing your approval. You've skillfully hijacked their dopamine loop. They aren't seeking love, they're addicted to hope. And hope, when leveraged carefully, enslaves more profoundly than fear ever could. Introduce rhythm into your unpredictability. 3 messages of warmth, 2 days of silence, compliment followed by playful distance. Soon they'll refresh messages, searching for clues in your tone. They begin living in anticipation, emotionally parched, with you as their sole source of hydration. Obsession isn't merely a mental construct, it takes root in emotional wounds. Most carry silent scars of insecurity or abandonment. You don't inflict these wounds, you simply find them. Then, unlike others, you see and validate their pain without rescuing them, noticing what others ignore. Slowly, you become their emotional salve, a remedy rather than just a person. You don't just make them feel good, you make them feel understood. Once they believe only you can provide this, they won't just want you, they'll need you. Grant them a new identity through you. Phrases like, "You're not like everyone else," or "You see through things most people miss," tie their being with yours. To lose you would mean losing that enhanced version of themselves. The key is never to demand their obsession that stifles it. Instead, provoke it. Let it be unearned and unspoken. Design environments where obsession is the only logical outcome. Let your distance sting sharper than your touch, and your unpredictability ignite both curiosity and a subtle fear. Never offer closure. Closure ends stories. An obsession is a narrative that refuses to conclude. Create contradictions. Be warm, then unreadable. Intense, then playful. One day a confidant, the next a stranger. They'll chase a stable version of you that doesn't exist, believing the real you is hidden beneath the complexity. But you're not hiding. You're constantly shifting, mastering this illusion. You give them enough to chase, but never enough to catch. The strongest form of control isn't physical. It's temporal. You control when you appear, and crucially, when you vanish. Timing is paramount. Start a conversation that stirs their soul, then disappear. Send a sentence that makes them feel seen, then go silent for half a day. Exit when the moment peaks. Obsession thrives on unresolved tension, and timing creates the illusion of scarcity. You don't need constant presence. You need strategic absence. Let them feel the weight of your disappearance, allowing your absence to resonate louder than your presence. Obsession grows in that echo chamber, feeding on imagination and memory, on the feeling of what could have been. Rarity is the currency of obsession. If you wish to be unforgettable, be rare. Make your time feel precious, your approval sacred, your words unpredictable. Every moment with you must feel earned, not freely given. They shouldn't crave you, should crave being chosen by you. That's where obsession truly begins. Not with affection, but with access. You build obsession not by embracing, but by withdrawing. It's the moment someone feels they have you, disappear. Confuse them, but never insult. Let your retreat provoke reflection and self-doubt. Did they say too much? Did they break something delicate? Obsession deepens when absence feels like punishment, yet without clarity, you leave fingerprints in their psyche. A unique gesture, a phrase they start hearing everywhere, a way of speaking that burrows into their internal dialogue. These become your ghosts, subtly haunting their daily lives. Stop comparing others to you. They start hearing your silence louder than noise. Obsession peaks when identity merges. You are no longer just someone they know. You are intrinsically linked to who they are around you. You become a mirror for the version of themselves they most admire. Once that connection is forged, losing you feels like losing a part of themselves. Assign them emotional titles. You're the only one I talk to like this. Now, they're emotionally invested in a character within your world and will fight not to be recast. Every influential figure had signatures, a phrase, a scent, a distinct presence. Create your own, a tone only you use when serious, a specific way you exit a conversation, a smile that follows only after silence. These elements become rituals, their absence unsettling. Even when you're gone, your presence lingers. The deepest loyalty doesn't come from affection or threats. It comes from trust. When they confide secrets, simply absorb, no judgment, no pity, just presence. You become their vault, and vaults are never forgotten. Secrets bind more profoundly than love because love can fade, but secrets remain hidden until the trusted confidant is gone. Control isn't about action, it's about perception. Gently alter their memories through poetic suggestion. Remember the look in your eyes that night? Everything changed for me. Even if it didn't happen that way, the brain rewires itself to believe what emotion confirms. Suggest memories, romanticize them, anchor emotions to them, then disappear. You become a shared mythology, a what if, a question with no answer. Describe imagined futures, hint at places you'll never visit together, paint vivid scenes, then vanish. Never clarify if it was fantasy or plan. That uncertainty becomes a potent hook, a cliffhanger they replay every time real life feels hollow. To seal obsession, introduce a quiet fear, a gentle panic, not that you'll leave, but that they'll be the reason you do. Say things like, most people ruin what could be good, or it's rare that someone truly understands things like you do. You're not threatening, you're hinting at fragility. Now, they tiptoe around the possibility of losing you. Once emotion is sculpted, shape behavior. Let your approval be earned, never freely given. Don't reward affection, reward alignment. If they echo your beliefs, show warmth. If they hesitate, retreat. They begin to mold themselves around your values, not out of fear, but admiration. You don't explain your standards, you embody them. Over time, they self-correct, noticing what pleases you, subtly shifting to keep you close. That's how invisible laws are born, not through command, but through influence. And now, you've achieved it. They no longer obsess over you. They obsess over who they are with you, and who they fear becoming without you. Obsession, once embedded in identity and ideology, can outlast even your physical presence. They'll keep your ghost alive long after you've gone silent. You weren't just a person. You were a mirror, a maze, a mythology. And they'll wander that maze forever, because you never gave them a map. If you found value in today's deep dive into the alchemistry of influence, please consider subscribing for more thought-provoking content. Your curiosity fuels this channel, and your questions shape where we explore next. Leave a comment below with your thoughts, disagreements, or insights. I'd love to hear how you interpret these concepts. Till next time, think deeply and never stop questioning. To further deepen this psychological dominion, understand the subtle art of the unsaid promise. You don't explicitly guarantee anything, yet you subtly imply vast potential. Shared glance, a fleeting touch of hands, or a hushed comment about what could be plant seeds of a future they'll obsessively cultivate in their minds. This creates a tantalizing vision, a future only you seem to hold the key to. This technique, much like an alchemist adding a catalyst, accelerates their fixation. They begin to project their deepest desires onto you, seeing not just who you are, but who you could make them feel. You become the vessel for their unspoken dreams, and the thought of losing you means the loss of that idealized future. Furthermore, cultivate an aura of effortless superiority. This isn't arrogance, it's a quiet confidence that suggests you operate on a different plane. Let your actions speak louder than words, demonstrating competence and insight without needing validation. When you speak, your words carry weight because they are rare and considered. This subtle air of distinction prompts them to elevate you in their minds. They won't consciously understand why, but they'll feel a magnetic pull towards your seemingly inherent value. You become the standard by which they measure others, and everyone else will inevitably fall short. Introduce moments of calculated vulnerability. This isn't about revealing all your weaknesses, but rather strategically showing just enough to humanize you without diminishing your mystique. A brief confession of a past struggle, a fleeting moment of self-doubt, or a shared, quiet moment that hints at a deeper emotional landscape. This selective vulnerability creates a powerful bond, as they feel chosen to witness a side of you few ever see. It deepens their investment, making them feel uniquely connected and privileged. Yet, like a rare ingredient in a powerful potion, too much can spoil the effect. Master the art of subtle contradiction. Be warm but distant, engaged but detached, deeply understanding one moment and utterly enigmatic the next. This constant, gentle push-pull keeps them off balance, preventing them from ever fully categorizing you. Their mind will perpetually work to reconcile these opposing facets of your persona. This continuous effort to solve you binds them tighter. The brain, hating unresolved patterns, will loop endlessly, trying to decode your true nature. You become the ultimate puzzle, and their inability to piece you together only intensifies their obsession. Finally, weave in threads of shared destiny. Make them feel that your paths are intertwined, that your connection is somehow fated or uniquely profound. This isn't about grand declarations, but subtle affirmations of a bond that transcends the ordinary. A knowing look, a shared inside joke, or a comment like, "It's funny how our lives seem to cross paths in such unexpected ways," can create this powerful illusion. They begin to see you not just as a person, but as an integral part of their own unfolding story, a character they can't afford to lose.